Hey guys, yes, I'm not dead. I'm just taking a long vacation. By long vacation, my vacation's over. God, I don't know. I'm keep lying to you guys. The point being, let's just skip the intro. Hi, it's your father who always come back to get the milk and then leave to go get the milk. Yeah, I haven't been on for about a month due to the holidays. Retails and holidays are like hand-to-hand slavery at this point. You just take back shots like you're a thwomp. Except every day it's just like, at my 14 an hour. I have to say, the for 2025 recap, I feel like this year, I haven't accomplished shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I haven't accomplished shit. I think the only thing I've done this year would be a year into my job, which I can't debate whether or not either A, I hate it, or B, I just tolerate it just enough because I have good friends there. I think it might be the former. I mean, I'm used to it now, surprise, surprise. This month I got the Employee of the Month. Well, technically last month I got Employee of the Month, which is a cool achievement. It's like, finally, my work actually means something. It actually matters to me now. And not saying that my job hinges on whether I get Employee of the Month or not. No, it's anything but that. My job will not make or break if I get Employee of the Month. It's just a useless platitude. But my very egotistical ass will admit that if he had one, it'll make all this, monotony worth it to some regard. Leaving my comforts of my bed to be at work 8 hours a day from Wednesday through Sunday. Leave the comforts of my games, my anime, my gooning or whatever, just to be at work with customers who are just unforgivably rude and intolerable, to bosses who always kind of mismanage everything and still blame you like as if you were the problem, to coworkers who are so knee deep in drama you could have swore this wasn't some sort of high school, you could have swore this wasn't just some high school love story. Hell, my job feels like a high school with so much back and forth drama. He said, she said, who's dating, who broke up. I'm like, damn. This is like fitting the niche of what I wanted from my job. Always being so close within the drama, but being so far out of reach. Because people trust me, but I am not the established friend to go to drama with. I am like the guy who just goes to work, helps everybody, always comes to work with a smiling attitude, and just go home. I'm like the antithesis of like the NPC character from like a starting village of a JRPG, or just like your first companion, who's probably not OP, but just enough to help you get past the first couple of levels, and you probably swap them out for somebody better. I just go to work and I just lend my hand where I can, and then get the hell out when I still can. I don't try to dip too much of my job. Speaking about it makes me tired as hell. I ain't gonna lie to you. I looked out, I had a 6 of 3 today, which is a very good thing. Thanks to my coworker giving it to me. I came home about 4 and I just chilled. But enough about my life. Just what happened last year? I would say last year has been a practical turning point for a lot of things. In media and politics, which I'm not touching on, at least not until I'm confident that I can. The game industry, the anime industry, people in general. I mean, I can start with the small things, like video games. What the hell happened last year? I know that games are just, it started off strong, okay? We had some good hitters. Expedition, Silksong, that finally came out, and a couple other games I'm conveniently forgetting. But then, what came out? What came with it? The rampant rise of AI shit. I feel like that should have gotten fucking banned at least. No AI in the industry. Not enough to make it control your video games and shit. Not enough to make it I mean, I know AI is a gray area, but I'm trying to clarify as do not let your workers use AI to make game assets and shit like that. That's what I'm meaning. Like, if it's AI to make NPCs walk and talk and move and use code for that, yes. But it was like, I'm making a picture of a middle finger and AI did it for me, stealing off Twitter, Tumblr, Pixvid, Rule 34 to make that middle finger. No, don't do that shit. Make that shit yourself. You know? The rampant rise of AI has been a complete nightmare. I'm pretty sure Roman empires have fell harder than this. I mean, at this point, AI has pretty much taken over our daily lives. From Instagram Reels showing you horrible AI things or just complete brain rot that turns your mind to fucking powder, to Facebook. And I like, oh my god, I keep going back to Facebook. I keep seeing those fucking judge videos and the courtroom cam videos where like they have like this one completely hulked out monster inmate sitting in a chair with a couple like chains on him, and they have like 500 guards holding him or like right behind him, and the judge will be like, you're a danger to society, you need to be 200 years of hard labor. And this were different up. Either A, it goes with the 200 years. That's just my warm-up, honey. That's A. B is just like, oh, 200 years. That's 200 years that you get these chains off me and say that to my face. Or it's just like, or it's just something weird. Or just C, it's the guy screaming in the chair, like, in the chained up chair, even though he looks like fucking Bane and he took crack, went to the cartel, and then became a roided out Hulk, chained to the chair like a Arkham villain, being held down and screaming belligerently. And I'm just like, I hope there's no one truly believing that there's inmates like this in prison, and I hope this is not rotting the brains of the young and the old. Because you really think that in this real world they're gonna have someone that beefed and tiny little chains? No, it's not possible. Dude could have broke out them chains and killed everybody in that courtroom twice with the fucking thumb. Why are we acting like this is gonna hold him? But I mean, as controversial as this is, I don't think AI totally chopped us at a lot of things. I think I'm only saying that for the brain rot perspective, because I think some of this shit is generally funny. Just some of the like the Disney Pixar like meme videos. Like they think what, the 2 to 3 years Dagestan, the gay son versus thought daughter, the right answer, just like 6-7 shit. I think that's just funny as hell to something to actually be a meme. I'm like, stop, this is not real. Why would they do this? Or like the Cassius Thundercock memes, where it's like the body cam. I thought that one's fucked up because it's just like sweat off the body cams. White on black crime is bad, racism bad, save face, tragic. But it just be funny sometimes. I think my humor has been effectively fried if I laugh at brain rot. I don't know. I be feeling nostalgic for the olden days because I still have a good video of some old YouTube old world blues of like Robotnik Claus from like was it Moogie Mikey, before he took all them off for some ungodly reason and then he changed his content. I mean, it's still the same content, but you could tell that all his jokes and all his humor has been held back significantly. Or I guess he changed it to be more, I guess, light. But I'm not gonna lie, Robotnik Claus was some top tier funny shit. All three of them, even the Miracle on 69th Street. I didn't even fully watch that one, but I just knew that the first three were fucking golden. That defined my childhood / youthful years to my teenage years. I swear I watch all three of them over and over again, along with Sonic Shorts, along with all those freaking TF2 SFM videos. Like, oh my god, that I was just nostalgic for that. And it's funny because I still have those playlists up on my YouTube. They're private, obviously, for my own personal viewing, but I just go back and scroll through my first playlist and I'm like, damn, I remember that YouTube channel. Like what was it, like Fine Game Bitches, and they were just talking about like various video game characters, like Zero from Drakengard 3. That was when I started my high school DxD days. Like that ran in tandem with that. It's kind of funny. It was like my gateway drug to the degeneracy. It's like a little sneak peek to it, and then you get the Sonic shorts that came with it and all the Sprite videos, Hedgehog Court, man. Like, I don't know. I speak like an old head, but it's just me longing for those days where it was so much simpler on YouTube. Egoraptor, Game Grumps, Starbomb, Like, motherfucker, remember Starbomb? Like, my favorite was like with the Ryu versus Ken rap battle. Like the chilled out groove with Link and the old man with his dick touching. I Choose You to Die, another good one. Like, that was just straight peak. Oh man, Spats Kid, another OG one. Another good one, Zone Tune. Everyone remember Zone Time? Am I not the only? I'm dropping some elite ball knowledge here. Zonton is still devoutly my first internet like crush. As cringe as that say, I don't know. It's just the outfit, the look, the seductiveness, and this is full on just Gooner. I'm no longer trying to be professional. Like that shit just cooked my ass when I was younger. When I saw that ZTV news, like the very first episode, it was over. It was done. I'm like, fuck. It's like, I'm just a sorry motherfucker. Like, I'm like, damn. I mean, give me credit. My background so far is that I grew up as a sheltered kid with no true life that wasn't from video games all day to go to school for a couple hours, then come back home and consume YouTube and cable TV all day. I didn't have a life. I didn't have true friendships. I didn't go anywhere during my youthful years. I didn't have no sleepovers, no parties. It was go to school, slog it out, come home, hop on the game, throw on YouTube on my little shitty Android tablet. And I stayed up till 2 a.m. watching very questionable content on YouTube back then. You know, back then YouTube was still like the Wild West, so you could still watch like just a lot of shit that, you know, younger kids should not be watching, which is why YouTube cracked down so heavily nowadays. I mean, you can watch lesbian porn on there. You can watch a guy kill himself on there. It was like YouTube back then. Though that was some old world blues. And I'm not gonna lie, I do miss some of that old YouTube. It was like Instagram, but less cartel killings. I mean, like the deaths weren't objectively just violent. You didn't see a guy get, you know, sliced in half. You know, but you will see someone get completely stomped the fuck out. You know. You know, it just happened. You know, YouTube was just like that kind of platform. And if it wasn't murder or violence, it was just sex, pornography, instant gratification. It was a lot. It was just, it's absolute insanity, you know? I remember those days. I remember how they were. Just, you know, maybe this might be the reason why I'm the way I am. I think YouTube broke my brain. I just wasn't normal enough, okay? I just said fuck it, let YouTube just control me. And you know, it doesn't help that I knew I was cooked when I started crying over a Sprite video back then. I mean, I'm talking about just boo-hoo hollering. And that was in the morning too. I stood up all night watching that Sprite video. My ass was just tearing up. Just like, damn, this shit is so sad. I'm like, yeah, I didn't get the fuck off the internet, and I didn't do that. The internet objectively just consumed me whole beyond my mortal comprehension, and next thing you know, here I am, God knows how many years later, a decade and some change later, now a complete broken individual. Up, you know, that you know, barely once a blue moon uploads content ranting about shit that he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. You know, I think that's just my person sometimes. Like, I don't really care for the future for the most part, unless it's something that I'm interested in. I'm just a person who truly just longs for the past, longs for the weekends after school, slog into the whole week, Friday, catching like the new episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars or whatever show that was promoting that day at that time. Adventure Time, regular shows, Steven Universe, Amazing World Gumball, SpongeBob, X-Men Origins, you know, just like a lot of random shows. Back then when cable TV was actually worth fucking watching. If I didn't want to watch that, hop on the PS2 or, you know, the Xbox 360, the PS1 I still had, the Game Boy Advance, OG, oh god, I love that Game Boy. The DS or the PSP, play those all day. I mean, I told countless times to my friend that I have at least like 100% complete Shadow the Hedgehog at least 5 times, almost 10 times now. When like they gave me, when God forbid they gave me the ability to emulate the game, because that was my childhood game. Shadow the Hedgehog was good. I mean, yeah, nowadays if you write it as an edgy, flawed game, But you will be you will be remiss to know that if they ever drop a remaster for it, I am throwing so much money at that. I don't care if it was fucking $80. Like, I want that shit in my library today. Even if they like tone it down with the violence and the language, I'm like, this shit ass. But damn it, I still love this game. Just leave all my levels, all my songs, leave all the characters. Just fix it how you want to fix it to make it age appropriate. You know, because I remember those days, the early 2000s, where games could be edgy and a little dark, a little rough. And back then, it wasn't just like, oh my god, this is so bad. Games nowadays are either one direction, too safe, or B, too dark. Back then, there was that fine line of edge. It was perfect. But now, people want to be safe or scared shitless all the time. There's no middle ground. At least from my opinion. We have lost so much time off this video. Just talking about 2025, and then I just went to my own ramble. I mean, I don't mind it. I do kind of treat this channel more like a therapeutic, like, think tank where I could just spew my thoughts. You know, I truly never really have like content ideas besides just things I want to talk about. And I guess talking to myself, well, I mean by proxy talking to you guys who podcast this shit while you're probably eating dinner, or I don't know, eating dinner, smoking weed, going to bed, I don't know, jerking off, whatever the fuck you do. You know, it's just nice to just toss something out into the ether sphere. It's to say my thoughts. I mean, I know I am one out of the million on this you know, platform, one of the billions of content creators who are probably doing content way better than me, and or very shitty, way more shitty than me. But I do love you guys as an audience. All 51 of you guys, I love you guys a lot. No, I know I failed my promise 3 years ago of trying to hit 1,000 subs, but I realized I didn't want to, you know, force myself to, you know, to break the mold like that. To force myself to make content, you know. I like to take shit slow. I've always been a more slow, steady guy, not just hurry up and do it now, or otherwise you will never be this, and this. You know, especially with how the YouTube platform is now. You know, God no. If I want to make instant views, I gotta become a click farming channel or something that make like those stupid animations all day, or probably family like clips where I make TikTok videos with it. Boom, instant 2 billion views. If I were to get serious and truly serious, I want to talk about games. I mean, I know games as a media is already an oversaturated market on the platform, but there's really nothing else besides being a bread tuber, a controversial news streamer, or a game or anime person. I mean, I could probably do all of it, but I think this would be my first start truly, just going back into games, reigniting my passion. You know, I think I might go head first into that Danganronpa 2x2 when it comes out. You know, and then before that, I'll probably squeeze in some other games. The aforementioned Coffee Talk 2 that I keep openly glazing, but never seem to work on it. This time, I'm gonna actually work on it. And yes, I know that motherfucker, my good friend of mine, is probably watching this video right now and be like, oh yeah, he's gonna sit and not work on it. I know you, that fan. I know you. Do not, we have another conversation. Do not bring this up. I mean that so wholeheartedly. Do not bring this up. Please. But other than that, I ran you guys' time up as enough. For those who stayed and still, you know, who kept listening up to this point, thank you. You know, happy belated holidays, happy belated New Year's. I hope you guys have a great time, and for 2026, I say things are gonna be looking pretty bright, or pretty fucking dim, depending how the world goes and we're not in a fucking fallout shelter for the rest of our lives. But until then, I graciously and thankfully and gratefully bid you guys adieu. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay? Ciao, ciao.